Good morning, boys and girls. Are you well? I hope you're doing very well, and I hope you're ready to learn another English idiomatic expression, but in this case it's going to be another collocation. And basically, collocation is a 2, 3 or more word combination, which is normally used by native speakers, and it's not necessarily a short sentence like a short phrase, the likes of "to be more specific," "correct me if I'm wrong," and you know what I mean. Those are ready-to-go phrases, but collocations are a few word combinations that can be used in conjunction with those phrases. But the nature of them all is idiomatic, meaning that you just have to learn how to use those words. You have to learn the exact word sequence and the structure, and then you learn that phrase, and then you produce it without any thinking whatsoever, And today's collocation is well thought through. And well thought through means that it's been thought about thoroughly, whatever it is. So some decision of yours, or just about anything, any object is very well planned, basically. Planned, yes, that would be the proper word to describe what the well thought through means. It means it's very well planned, basically, And let me think of an example sentence. All right. Facilities. Basically, the facilities in my workplace have been very well thought through. They have been optimized for the workers in the best possible way, so that we can move around, we can visit the canteen, which is the dining area, and all the tables and chairs and the fridge and the microwave are placed in the best locations possible to allow for the best human movement around the facilities, and the whole structure is really very well thought through. Someone has spent a lot of time designing the facilities and planning things out so that employees in my work can have the best experience in terms of having the short leisure time in between working, and enjoying their meals and their tea breaks and their lunch breaks and things like that, So it's all very well thought through. And this was the first sample sentence. And the second one, let me think of something. What would be very well thought through? I would say that this particular video I'm recording now isn't very well thought through, just because I'm coming up with these sample sentences as I go along. I haven't planned for it, I haven't planned for the video. I'm just improvising, totally. I'm just basically winging it, which is an American expression, an American slang, which means I'm improvising, and these videos aren't very well thought through. However, they provide very good value, or so I believe, just because I'm capable of coming up with all these sample sentences quite suddenly. My mind works very well in these conditions, and I'm capable of brainstorming things that other people probably wouldn't be able to pull off while recording a live video, So I would say that even though these videos haven't been very well thought through, and they're very random and erratic, and sometimes erratic is the American pronunciation, erratic and erratic. Erratic is the British version of the same word, Americans say erratic, the T's become almost like R's, in a way. But anyhow, erratic means very random. I'm straying off the subject the whole time. I might start talking about one thing and then end up talking about quite another thing, But basically, that's my nature. I'm very impulsive, I'm notorious of engaging in some sudden activities, and that's the way I am. And my videos reflect who I am. They reflect my personality. Even though, on the other hand, I'm a little bit like a perfectionist by nature, but not when it comes to speaking in English, because spoken English You don't have to aim for perfection, you just have to improvise, and it actually goes against the perfection thing, but in other ways, like when running my business online and things like that, I'm always trying to do the best for my customer and be perfect in those terms, So even though these particular videos I'm posting here on YouTube aren't very well thought through, they're not planned very well, and there's no solid structure put onto these videos. They're very erratic, as I said. By and large, I like planning things out, and I like to know what I'm doing, and I always like to have a clear plan of action, I always want my actions to be very well thought through so that there are no unexpected turns of events, basically. And now it's about time to come up with a third sample sentence. Very well thought through. You see, the more you repeat the phrase very well thought through, very well thought through, it becomes your second nature. You don't have to think about it, your tongue doesn't twist. You see, in the very beginning when you pronounce these three words, is it very well thought through? I have to check it. Well thought through. Sorry guys, I'm just forgetting things, I added on the small word very well thought through, and now I started questioning myself whether it was the very well thought through or well thought through, so I had to look it up here on my laptop, well thought through, and it becomes your second nature, basically. You don't have to think, your tongue gets used to pronouncing these three words, well thought through. Yes, so you have to come up with the last sample sentence so that we can finish off this video. Basically, speaking of laptops, the internet, websites, my website, EnglishHarmony.com, isn't very well thought through either, I could probably optimize it for the best visitors' experience, so that people would have the best experience and they would actually see everything that there is to see, the most important things about the English Harmony philosophy and how spoken English is improved and so on and so forth. I could probably change things around and test over time and come up with new layout and all that sort of thing, but I just haven't got time for it, I'm so focused on creating content and running all my blogs that I just set them up. I just give them some structure and it looks okay to me, and I don't give it a second thought. I have changed some things around over time, don't get me wrong. My blog is not looking the same as it looked 5 years ago, of course it isn't, but by and large I just leave things as they are, and I believe that 90% of other website owners and bloggers are doing the very same thing, They just put some structure onto the website, but it's not very well thought through, it's not very well thought through at all, because 90% of people don't test things, because testing involves a lot of research, a lot of data analysis, comparing data. Basically, it demands a lot of time. You have to make so much effort, contribute so much into the process that basically I have to choose between creating good quality content, recording these videos, writing articles, and putting them out there, putting them on my blog so that people can be enjoying those articles and all that content, so that Google can pick it all up, because every article I publish is immediately indexed by Google, which is obviously the biggest search engine, and when you type in some search term into the Google search bar and then you hit enter, then English Harmony website might come up, and that's how you probably ended up on this video right now, maybe you entered something into Google and then you landed on my blog or my YouTube channel, or my YouTube, or one of the YouTube videos, and that's where you're watching this video now, probably. but the actual structure of my website or my YouTube channel, for that matter, is not very well thought through. It's quite random. I just went with what was there with the basic blog structure, you know, and probably if I changed things around completely, if I overhauled the whole website, people would find it much easier to find things, because sometimes I get emails which are quite surprising. People are asking me things like, Robbie, where do I download your free ebook, or where do I buy your product, your English Harmony system? And then it makes me wonder, hold on, but all the information is out there. It's on the blog. It says clearly download the free ebook here or English Harmony system here, but somehow some people just don't say it. And then it makes me think, hold on, maybe I should make it more obvious. Maybe I should work on the whole layout of the blog and test it and see if it helps people to improve their browsing experience. But then again, I'm very apprehensive about it, you know, because sometimes when I've changed things, they've turned out to be not so effective, you know, so I'm kind of sticking with what works. I'm quite a conservative kind of guy in this regard, you know, so many things I'm doing in life aren't very well thought through. I'm just sticking with what I have, you know, because I'm kind of afraid of losing what I have already, you know. It's as good as it gets, that kind of way. Anyhow, thanks for watching this video, guy, and I hope that you're having a very clear picture of how to use a collocation. Very well thought through. Basically anything can be well thought through if it is well thought through. Your work facilities, your room design, your house is very well thought through, and all the furniture has been placed where it has to be placed, and so that you can come into the house and nothing is obstructing anything, you know what I mean? And yes, basically that's it. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and see you soon again. Bye bye.